Andrew.
Well, first of all, thank you, everyone. To all our sponsors, I'm going to not go through all of them because we've just done that and I'm wasting time so that Ron's got a chance to finish up the scores. But there was somebody who wanted to talk to me, and I think, Mr. Pink, where are you?
I'm representing the Tuesday group. We're a group of about 30 men who have a wonderful auxiliary that supports the Parkinsons. And this is just a bunch of guys gets together and golf every Tuesday. And we're proud. All Tuesday group guys, why don't you all stand up? Where are you? The unique thing about the Tuesday group is every single individual in that group this year contributed to Parkinson's cure.
All right.
And so I'm proud to present this to you. Our contribution, $1,602 actually.
Good job, Harry.
Frankie, just as a note, Harry's Tuesday group has been with us every year. They sponsored a hole at least every year. And I did a calculation of how much they've given me above the necessary money. And with this, they're over 100% more than they had to give to get what they've gotten with the whole signs and all that. So again, thank you guys. You really stepped up to it. I also want to thank all the volunteers. A lot of people come up and say, what can I do, what can I do? And I appreciate that. I especially want to mention Fred Langston, who without him, you won't get any raffles from restaurants. Tim Littlefield. Tim Littlefield, who went out and got us a couple of new sponsors this year. The La Capruscia family for being sponsors. Larry Jones, you're standing up. I'm number one collector of money from outside this complex. And you have to thank I'd like to thank the Pro Shop staff. We all know there's been some turmoil and turnover in the Pro Shop. And they found out Monday what we were doing this weekend. This year, something else cool is happening. My family has become, for some reason, more involved with the Parkinson's community. Both of my daughters have been in presentations, in public presentations, talking about Parkinson's, both in Philadelphia and Fort Lauderdale. My wife and I have been in similar presentations where I actually had the opportunity to have a neurological exam done in front of 687 people. Next week we'll be on a webinar talking about genomes and big data. So we've kind of been drawn in by the Fox Foundation. I've learned from them, if you say you can do it, they'll give you what you want, or they'll give you a little more. So this year's really been a stepping up in what the Harmon family has done. And thank you, girls. Sorry, Mom was in the other room. But we've all locked and loaded on this thing. And I want to just say one last time, thank you, Lake Ashton, for everything you do. You're part of our journey, and you make it possible for me to go through it. Thank you. And the reason is that I'm doing so well. I happen to have the right mix of chemicals and that I take every day that keep me able to do what I do. So I want to give you what we call PD 101. I'm not going to bore you. and I'll try and talk louder. I'm not gonna bore you with a lot of detail, but I do want you to understand that Parkinson's is not all about shakes and shuffling and stiffness. Those are the motor functions that you can see. Everyone who has Parkinson's is different. The only thing we can say is if you've met one person who has Parkinson's, you've met one person who has Parkinson's. We progress, as we've used the analogy before, it's a 4-lane highway, 8-lane highway, doesn't matter. There's fast lane and slow lane, and so forth. Each person progresses slowly or fast, depending on themselves. I happen to be the Volkswagen over in the right-hand lane. I've been diagnosed 9 years now. So when you see somebody who's been diagnosed with Parkinson's maybe for 2 years and they're showing more symptoms, that's because it's such an individualized disease. I want to share with you the non-motor symptoms of Parkinson's that everybody doesn't have again, but are the things they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Apathy, dementia, memory loss, dementia, insomnia, sleep apnea, constipation, urinary problems, loss of sense of smell, fatigue, depression. 40% of the people who have Parkinson's have clinical depression. The one thing we can say about Parkinson's is it is the disease that keeps on taking. So when you see someone with Parkinson's and you don't think they're being affected, they very well may be by these other symptoms. But this is a wonderful time in history, if you're gonna have Parkinson's, to have it. And why would I say that? In this last year, we've come up with a vaccine to prevent the progression of Parkinson's. Not a cure, but pretty damn close. It is now clinically being trialed in France and all over Europe. We're in a phase 3, which is the last phase before it goes public for this vaccine. I'm not going to bore you with the science. You get a shot and it makes things happen that prevents Parkinson's from progressing further. This is pretty cool. Your dollars went to that, specifically. Stem cell research. They've gotten potentially over one of the biggest problems with stem cell research, and that's brain tumors. When they put the stem cells in the brain, they grow quickly and they become tumors. As of last week, they have, in rats, used stem cells that have been treated that so far do not present with brain tumors. This is really cool stuff.